Howdy, 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 and welcome to a very special episode of the DirtInfo podcast, presented by Dirt Draft. Carter, we made it. We got a sponsor.
Making the big
Uh,
bucks now.
oh, absolutely. Um, it's a bit crowded in here, but this week we're joined by Tyrone Ligenfelter and John Broughton for the second annual Dirt Info podcast Dome Draft. That's a lot of D's. I'm going to trip over that a lot here as we go. But anyway, welcome, fellas.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Hey,
Before we get too far into this, I think we should. Carter and I know you gentlemen, obviously, hence why you're here. But we should probably introduce you guys to the audience. So, John, let's have you go first.
my name is John Broughton. Like Josh said, I work for Dirt Race Central, the streaming platform. So, is that all you need?
That'll work.
That'll work.
You can say as much as or as little as you want. We have no shame for self promotion here. So, but anyway, Tyrone, take it away.
Yeah, Tyrone Lingenfelter, promoter at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Also work with Bob Tim at Oak Ridge Fabrication as well. So, and that's where I'm doing this from in the conference room. So, like you said, I watch you guys quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to doing another draft. Since I do a lot of fancy football drafts, we might as well do another one.
Heck yeah, yeah. This is not even your first draft with us, although this is the first one on in public, I guess.
Yeah, I can get ridiculed for these picks. At least my other ones, nobody knew what my fancy football team looked like.
Yeah, there's a little secrecy there. This one, we're not only going to put it out for people to listen to, we're going to like have posts about it too. So if you do bad, it's you can't get away from it all weekend.
Yeah, if I do, and the worst part is, all my friends are race fans, so if it doesn't go well, I'm gonna take a lot of heat for it. So
All right. Well, that adds the stakes. Right on. But obviously we're super excited to have you both joining us. We're also really incredibly thankful to have Dirt Draft on board for like I said, the second annual Dirt Info Dome Draft. I've mentioned Dirt Draft a few times on here. And I've also mentioned before, Dirt Info basically like sort of kind of started writing strategy articles for Dirt Draft. So like I'm obviously a big fan of the app. I'm a huge proponent of what they're doing over there. I'm a user. Nonetheless, so I'm really just happy to have them on board for this. And then, I'm going to do a little bit of promotion for them since they've jumped on it in such a big way. But if you don't play Dirt Draft, what the heck are you doing? Are you even a race fan? Is basically the way I look at it. Over the next couple of months is like my favorite part of Dirt Draft. We've got Gateway Dirt Nationals, then the Chili Bowl, and then we've got Wild West Shootout, and then Speed Weeks after that. And it's just like high level competitions where everybody is watching these, right? So everyone's watching, everyone's playing. It's just the most fun. I'm gonna get one of them dang custom trophies one of these days. I'm telling you. But I'm really looking forward to this is the time to play. Like I get into all the big boy contests and I gamble away points left and right. There's days I wake up and I just look at my account. I'm like, that was not a good night. And other days I felt like I'm on cloud nine. So I really, really, really do think it adds something to watching racing. Nonetheless, but luckily Dirt Draft, if you don't play, they're running a deal right now where if you sign up as a new annual subscriber, you got not one, not two, but 3 free t-shirts. And I've even promoted a couple of those. I've designed a few, so I know they're good looking. And then if you're a monthly subscriber, you will get 1 free shirt as well. So there's something in it for you either way. And then either annual or monthly subscribers get close to $100 in promo codes, including ones from Deathridge Opticians, My Race Pass, GottaRace.com, and Hunt the Front. So like a pretty good deal just to sign up. They give you a lot to sign up. So definitely can't recommend it enough. And then also, this part's kind of fun. If you're going to be there, they have a booth. It's in section 154. They're gonna have the trophy on display all weekend. So if you want to see the Gateway Dirt Nationals trophy, you can go to their booth to see it. If you're a new subscriber, you can actually roll a gigantic dice for a chance to double your t-shirt haul. And what I think is kind of cool, and I've heard some complaints here and there, is that like you have to wait for it to be shipped out to you. You can just pick it up there. If you're a new subscriber and you're there, take it with you. It's like you spent a bunch of money at the dome, but you didn't. So kind of a nice way to maybe save on some other merch purchases. I'm just saying. But anyway, Tyrone, I know that you play. I obviously play. I'm unsure. John, do you play?
So yeah, I know why you guys invited me on to this episode is because I don't ever play.
You
I don't ever
play?
draft.
Uh,
Nope.
Well, you're gonna do it now, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But I know
That's right.
Carter. I know Carter doesn't play, and I know his biggest complaint. Carter, what was your biggest complaint?
Well, my complaint was, what was my complaint? I don't even remember.
Your complaint is the lock times.
Oh,
You
yeah.
complained that there wasn't a contest where you could just submit a lineup and not have to worry about
Yeah.
qualifying
Because
or
when
any of
I'm
that, right?
because when I'm busy streaming a race, I don't have time to check qualifying times. Or I would probably get yelled at if I was looking at qualifying times and not showing a heat race at Luxembourg or something.
Yeah, John would be pissed, is basically what you're saying. So I have actually good news. In early 2026, they're releasing an updated app, and there's now ways to play. One of them is where it'll lock at qualifying. So before anyone times in a qualifying lap, that contest will lock. So now guys like you who want to play but can't sit around and babysit a phone for qualifying can jump in and play. That's kind of awesome. Then they got the normal contest where it's just, you lock at after qualifying, you can do all that fun stuff. And then the other thing I like, if you screw up and you forget, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, Lucas is about to start the feature. They have a main only contest too. So I just dig it. It's a cool update. It's a way to make some of the pain points go away. Also, updated speed shop coming too. So that's another thing. And then they're also adding prop bets. So like, will Devin Moran finish in the top 5, right? And then you can vote yes or no and put up points. And so I don't know. I dig it. I dig the updates. Obviously, I'm a big proponent of it as it is, and now it's just getting better. So anyway, again, thanks guys for jumping on board for this, and thank you gentlemen for listening to all the new features and kind of doing some of my work for me.
The only thing I can say now, the whole thing is I'm never going to be getting rid of Dirt Draft because all that sounds way too good to me. So I'm going to be on it even more now. So
I hear that. I mean, like, blasphemous for me to say, but sometimes over the summer, it's hard for me to enter a lineup, like between football and all the, or not football, but baseball with the boys and trying to be a good significant other and all that other stuff. I sometimes miss it. Now I don't feel so bad. I can do one in the morning, feel like I'm still in on it. Or if I'm usually the dude who's like, oh shit, that's about to start. And now I
Right.
have a way to jump in. So like,
I'm usually the guy who set a lineup and then I'm like, I'm going to go back and check it. And then I never do. And then when I do, I'm like, oh, great. I picked 2 guys who aren't even racing tonight.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me because I would set it at like 3 in the afternoon because I knew I wouldn't have time later. And then I go and look and it's like, oh, these 3 guys didn't show up or they broke in qualifying and called it a night. It's like, I'm glad I put them on my team.
Right. I'm glad I put in that good lineup.
Yeah, it was so good before they ever turned a lap, but then they started racing. But yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, full disclosure, I do have a bit of a relationship with them. I mean, Tyrone, you probably were at one point like, "What the hell? This guy is the one I'm dealing with."
I figured they were just grabbing anybody that was a warm body and they were ready to do with it. So
Yeah, fair enough. If he's the one messaging me, they're low on help. But
no. But yeah, like you said, I back with Modified World Championship there, that's when I kind of realized they were a dirt draft, and I was actually happy because I always was worried that it was just some people, you know what I mean? So that there wasn't actually people involved that really, I mean, obviously I know they know racing, but there's certain times where you're like, well, the way these lineups are, do they really know racing? So
yeah. So to be fair, I'm not all of it or even the majority of it. That is some other gentlemen. And they've done a good job of kind of not throwing their names around, so I won't hear. I don't know that they care or don't care. I just kind of respect what I've seen else places. But those dudes definitely know racing, and they're good guys. And I've known them for a while. You can tell, you see dirt draft all over the place, right? So they definitely have some connections and stuff, and so they're good dudes. They've been good to me, and I'm again just beyond tickled pink that they that they said yes to my proposal for
Well, and
this.
there's no doubt they've done a tremendous job promoting themselves because, like you said, I see it all over the place. So if
I
you're a
still,
race fan and you don't know about it, you live under a rock.
I still remember the first year I went to the Dome was like the year Dirt Draft was coming out, and I probably saw their ad like a million times on the big screen that year because I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. That was the first. I think it was 2018. Was the year they started like just pushing it a ton at the Dome, and ever since then they've gotten bigger. It seems like way bigger.
Yeah, yeah. And this new update, I think, will solve a lot of the pain points we've all experienced. I mean, I'll be frank, they own their shit. There's times when things just have not gone well, and so I'm excited for this. But anyway, let's jump into the meat of this. I appreciate you again, all the interaction with the dirt draft stuff because they've stepped up huge. I'll say it right now. So they put for this dome draft that we're about to jump into, they've put up $50, and so I think I'm supposed to say anonymous donor. So an anonymous donor put up $50, but so when we get through this, one of us is going to win, and we're going to be $50 richer. So that's pretty awesome to me. So anyway, let's jump into actually before we get there. We did miss a segment, Carter, so I'm going to jump into that real quick. So let's go ahead and jump into it.
It's called Styling and Profile.
You want me to
All right.
start?
Yeah, you always start.
All right. I hopefully don't yell at me. It's not a shirt this time, and it might be too big to fit on the camera, but we got a check. We
I love
acquired a check. It was a late night at Benji Lacrosse's house during Thanksgiving, and he was sitting in the bathroom of his shop, and I was like, "What are you doing with this?" And he was like, "Oh, you want it?" I was like, if you're offering it," but it was from a topless race in 2011 at Luxembourg, $1,000, which now is nothing, it seems like, for mod guys, but back then it was still something.
it. All right. Well, I don't know how the hell any of us is going to top that. So I'll go next. I'm wearing my Zach Johnson. This is dome merch from 2 years ago, but my Zach Johnson hoodie. And there's a reason I chose this. I think he had my most memorable dome moment last year when he got in a wreck and got out of the car and did the whole gladiator thing. He's like, "Are you not entertained?" So I figured the dome brings a pandemonium, so I'd hat tip to last year's sort of king of the pandemonium. But with that, let's go to John. John, we'll have you go next.
Well, I would say styling and profiling is way out of my wheelhouse. I'm just a hoodie and dirty jeans kind of guy, but I knew this episode or this segment was coming up, and I'm like, man, I don't have any driver shirts. I just buy track shirts or track sweatshirts. I try to remain, um, unbiased, I guess. And so I guess today I'm just wearing last year's Gateway Dirt Nationals hoodie. So nothing super special about it, but I figured it would at least tie into this week. So
Heck yeah. And you're going, aren't you?
yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. Right on. So gets you in the mood a day early, 2 days early.
That's right.
Right on. All right, Tyrone, close us out.
Yeah, I got pretty simple too. I'm just the Hoosier. Got a Hoosier pullover. So, and the other reason why, so I wore my golf cap because it is about 10 degrees outside right now, and I am wishing for warmer weather. So,
Same. It just started, and I'm like, I'm done with this shit.
I don't hate winter, but the older I've gotten, I don't like it as much as I used to when I was a kid. That's for sure.
I was just gonna say every year I like it less.
Yeah. Florida seems a lot more fun to move to right now every year.
Yeah, I get the whole 60s migration thing. But anyway,
Did we all get hit with that snowstorm this past weekend?
to some
Did
degree,
it,
I think.
I think it hit all of us, right? Yeah. That
Yeah.
was
Yep.
that was enough for me. I'm good with snow
I
for
got a
the rest of
little
the year.
bit, but
Oh yeah, you're further west, I guess, than all of us.
I'm pretty sure I was north of it.
At least you
Yeah,
avoided it.
it was all south of me.
I remember leading up to it, I was like, that's gonna all be north of me, and then it wasn't. So you benefited. I took the brunt of it, but anyway. Uh, well, with that, let's go ahead and jump into the dome draft. So I guess for the listeners, we'll give them a little bit of a rundown of what we're going to be doing here. So snake draft style, we've set up the order already, which is going to go Carter, Tyrone, and then myself, and then John for round one, and then so that's odd rounds, and then even rounds we're going to go the other way. I think they call that a snake draft. I probably could have just said that. So we're snake drafting it. We're gonna use dirt draft scoring. So like a win, if you win the feature, whether it's your prelim night or the main, you get 100. Second is two less at 98, 96, 94, so on and so forth. So we're going to use that scoring. And then we're going to draft rosters of 5 super late models, 5 mods. We're going to do it a little bit different than we did last year, though, Carter. We're just basically going to say you can take either division whenever you want. And, up to you to find value and pick your guys. And then we're also we learned from last year. We're gonna add 2 rounds at the back end of this for backups. So the last 2 rounds will just 1 late model, 1 modified. Those are just in case someone doesn't show up, because we dealt with that situation last year. So hoping to avoid it. But yeah, I think that's all the rules in the background. Keep your eyes on our Facebook primarily to follow along. We will score this as the week goes along and pump some stuff out on there too. So if you want to see who's doing good or not before we recap it next week, you can follow along there. But I should have had like a sounder. I don't even know what they sound when they start the NFL draft, but they must have something.
Yeah, it's some like dun 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 kind of
let's
thing.
say like when the pick is in, isn't it like ding?
Yeah, they got some noise.
I've got all of one sound uploaded and we've heard it already. So we don't want to hear Ric Flair going all episode long. But anyway, so Carter, I think we're ready to rock and roll. So that puts you on the clock, bud.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna do like the NFL draft and take the whole 2 minutes until I make my pick. I'm gonna go with Drake Troutman in the modifieds.
That's you posed the question. Was it last week or 2
I
weeks
think
ago?
so.
If it would
If
be a
he's
first round pick.
well, that answers the question.
That answers the question. You put your thumb on the scale. He's not only the first pick, but a first round pick, but the first overall one.
He was first overall in the actual dome draft too.
Was he?
Yeah, at least for the mods. First one to get taken Thursday night.
Right on. All right. I think that means Tyrone is on the clock.
And the thing is, too, is so I printed off these sheets. So I'll show you. I printed off these sheets earlier. So that way I could make sure that I remembered everybody. And I even highlighted some names. And I told myself, I was like, if I actually had the number 1 pick, who am I going to end up taking? And the first name that came to my mind is who has probably had the most successful year in late models. And I think is going to cap it off with a $50,000 paycheck. And that's Bobby Pierce.
Not only are you picking Bobby, but you're calling a victory. I like it.
Yeah, I just think he's going to cap off his 2025 season with a big dome victory. That's his biggest payout ever at the dome, right? So why wouldn't Bobby Pierce do that too? I think he's won it 2 or 3 times, something like that.
Twice for sure.
Twice
Is it,
sure.
he might have been 3. I can't remember. I know he's won it twice.
Yeah. Yeah. And he did kind of end the season a little like on a downswing. So it definitely feels like he's going to have to, make a statement here.
And he usually always kind of struggles there at like Charlotte. I feel like Sonoy not quite his
not
type
his
of track,
tracks.
you know what I mean? But all of a sudden you put the smooth operator who's not smooth, it's just elbows up. Yeah, I like Bobby.
Heck yeah. Right on. I dig that pick. All right. That means I am on the clock. And honestly, I think Carter did kind of steal my thunder with the Troutman one. I allowed myself to think that I would be the first one to take a mod, because like that's my shtick. But Carter beat me to the punch. So I think, you know what? Storylines do make me smile, and there's nothing cooler than a three-peat. So let's go with B-Ship. And also that the colors on that car, come on, that screams Dirt Info, doesn't it? Neon pink, all the bright colors. That's and I
And he's
guess
another one that's hard to like not pick at the Dome, right?
He's won
He's
the last
always good
last
there.
two, right? He won the
yeah,
Yeah.
last two of them.
yeah.
And
I
even
think the
when
things.
Carpenter won his first one, he lost to him by what, a nose?
Oh yeah, when he was in shocks, I do remember that.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, heck yeah. All right, John, you're up, bud.
As much as I don't really like him, nothing personal. I just get tired of hearing his name. I'm gonna go with Ricky Thornton Jr. in the modifieds.
In the mods. I like that because I contemplated doing that as well.
I almost took him first overall.
Yeah. If he was, I'm wondering. I don't recall if he's in that Royal car, and I don't expect anyone to know. But I'm starting to learn in mods. There are just some cars out there that are really good, like the 5 that Troutman's in. That car's just fast, and and that Royal car at the Dome is also just a super good car. I just recalled. I know who's in it. I'll give everyone a secret. It's Michael Ledford's in that Royal car. Just as a hint, John, you're up again with the second pick. Or the first pick. Of the
I'm gonna
second,
go
maybe.
I'm gonna go with Nick Hoffman in the late models.
I like that pick. He's like always fast there every time, no matter the class. He almost won it in the midget, didn't he? Last year they had midgets. He was like top 3 or 6. He was like top 3 in every class or something, top 5 maybe.
Yeah, I remember he made the podium for sure in a midget, and I think, don't quote me, but I want to say it was like his first time in a midget.
Oh, that one shocked me.
Yeah,
He's
shocked me there.
he's good in everything, it seems like.
Yeah.
He is. His wrap is kind of cool under the lights, so I'm excited to see what it might look. Well, for those intendants, might look cool, but the pictures online just look like it's normal wrap unless he puts it under the light, and then you see all like the shadows and stuff underneath it. So I don't know if anyone else saw that, but I thought that was an interesting approach to a wrap. All right, that puts me on the clock, and I won't hold up the show too long. So, I took my youngest son's favorite driver with the first pick, so I might as well take my oldest son's favorite driver with the second pick. So we're gonna go with T-Carp in a late, well, in the only class, but in a late model. And
Yeah.
I know not a lot of people like him, but I'm actually also a fan of T-Carp. I like his story. I like the way he drives. I mean, I don't know how I totally felt about the Hey Dudes, but like also kind of fit the shtick, a little bit. But I don't know. I do appreciate the dude, and I respect him, and so I'm kind of rooting for him. So might as well have him on my
I
team.
agree with you 100%, Josh. Actually, you like the, what do you want to say? Like the Nick Hoffmans, who are kind of like the baby face. Nick's never going to really say anything wrong, right? It's always politically correct. But at the same time, I like the guys who aren't afraid to ruffle the feathers, like the Turbos, the Tyler Carpenters, because the sport still needs the villains, or the guys who aren't afraid to throw some haymakers in there once in a while. So
100%. I mean, to that point, I'm popular saying on the show, like, bring back the WWE a little bit, but it's exactly that, right? Like, for there to be a baby face, there has to be a heel. So
yep.
you gotta have those guys. And I like when it's genuine and it's just who they are, whether it's by personality or by circumstances or by hard luck. Like, however they came to be who they are, as long as they're genuine, man, I love it.
Well, and to be honest with you, I got a chance to talk to Turbo one night, or not Turbo, excuse me, Tyler Carpenter one night. I think that first year he won the Dome, I seen him at PBR, and I got a chance to talk to him for a little bit. He definitely puts on a little bit of a show as far as his attitude, how he was there is way different than on the track. But I'm good with that. You know what I mean? We're in the entertainment business, and he's being a showman, but at the same time off the court, you could say, he's a good guy, and we kind of sat, we just chit chatted for a little bit, and everything was good, and I like that. I think that's good.
Yeah. And I will say too, like to that point, I don't think that makes someone disingenuous, right? Like there are certain parts of
Correct.
my personality I have to turn to 11 just to kind of get on here and do this every day. That's still me. I'm just playing it up, you know. And then if you catch me in the supermarket, I'm not gonna be like, howdy, howdy, howdy. You know?
Yep. No, I think it makes
yeah.
you more genuine actually when you can do that, because you show that you can, you're not afraid to crank it up when you need to, but at the same time, when you're just having a one-on-one conversation, I can get real with you and not still have the fake guy doing that.
Yeah. I mean, we've all met the guy who's like cutting a promo while you're just trying to have a normal conversation. It's just like, dude, give me a break. We're trying to talk here. I maybe could have been accused of that a time or two. I'm guilty as charged, I think. But Tyrone, I think you are the next one up as well.
Well, to get back to the draft, I'm actually thoroughly happy that this happened, because I was going to go modified here and kind of go back and forth, but I'm going to have to take Ricky Thornton Jr. in the late model, because to have two guys like that, probably the best between their both series. I'll take those odds at least going in. I got two good guys in late models right away.
Like, yeah. Should be 2 series champions, but it's not.
We won't get into that. We won't get into the NASCAR chase. Yeah, that's fine.
Right. All right, Carter, you're up, bud.
Well, I'm gonna go back-to-back mods, and I'll just take Mike Harrison for Friday night.
All right. My Mike Harrison story, and I'm sure lots of people know him for all kinds of different things. I know him for spinning out Joey Thomas at the Dome when I was there, and that pissed me off enough to kind of like have a sour taste in my mouth for Mike Harrison ever since. And he's a hell of a driver, and it seems like a fairly decent dude, but I guess that's all it took for me.
Oh, I get to go back-to-back, don't I? Oh,
You
I
do.
wasn't prepared for this.
You weren't prepared for it.
Let's see. I'll go. Even though he hasn't been great, like nationally this year, he's for some reason unbelievably good at the Dome. He just hasn't won it yet. I'll go Tanner English in the late models. I just remember when they did that draft thing for the Dome, they said like how many second places he has and like his average finish. And I think it's like in the top 5 for like the Saturday night feature.
Yeah. I will say this about Tanner English. I've noticed so this is like a dirt draft strategy. I've noticed that in any like war of attrition race, he seems to do super good. I would love to know what he's been doing at like the World 100 and the Dream lately, because I feel like he just every time he's all of a sudden in the top 5, and you're like, where the hell did Tanner English come from? Like
He's got that Tim McCready in him, where it's like you don't hear from him all race, and next thing you know, you're like, he got 4th.
Yeah, like how the hell? I guess that fits a little bit of his rap this year too, because he's got the wood panel station wagon wrap going. So it's like lime green and then wood panel down the middle on it. So, just an old trusty car. Right on. All right.
So I'm gonna stick with the late model theme here, because the only reason why I'm doing this pick is I listened to a promo about Jonathan Davenport, and he seems more focused on the Dome this year compared to past years. I think I feel like he's always just kind of done the Dome just because, but now I feel like this year I don't know. I think he's heard the naysayers enough say he can't get it done on a bull ring like that, and I think he's ready to do it this year.
Yeah.
Has he released his rap yet? I feel like unless I missed it, I feel like he's one of the few that have yet to post anything, unless he's just gonna do his normal rap.
I haven't seen anything. Maybe
Yeah.
well, they had the
Yep,
plans. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I just saw somebody was just doing their regular their thing because of that very same reason. They're dialed in, they're focused on the race, not all the nonsense that goes around it. So
I could see
it might have been
Davenport
him.
doing something like that. That wouldn't shock me if that was him that said it.
That sounds a very Davenport thing to say.
Yes.
To be honest. I think to that point I was going to mention they had the whole thing. They had done a vignette last year about how if he locked in, he might try to get one of them big, huge steers out there for his walk in. And so maybe he learned from that and he's dialed in, like John said, and screw all that. We're just winning the race. Or my smart ass wants to say they finally boosted the payout enough to make it worth his while.
make him care enough.
Yeah, I mean, his 50 grand does change your mind a little bit.
I think it's up to 70 actually. I remember like
70.
someone tossed in like another 20. So it's even
Oh,
even
that could
more.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bumped it up to 70. Yeah. So it has his attention now.
I heard it was the DirtInfo podcast that tossed it in.
Was it? This is news to me. I need to talk to Sherry about our finances. She's spending money willy-nilly.
That's why Josh isn't going. He can't afford to go.
Yeah,
Tossed in 20 grand and they still won't give him at least a seat in the building.
Can't even get a seat in the
Right.
building. No. Actually, I was going to be there, and it's something of a last minute plan. And then, much like I showed up late, and they don't know this, but I showed up late to pre-record because my son's wrestling. It's the same reason I'm skipping out on the dome. It's his first ever wrestling meet. I think they call them meets. That sounds wrong. I could be
No,
wrong.
I think it
I'm
is
learning
meat.
wrestling too.
I
But
think you're right.
it's his very first ever wrestling meet, and the dad and me just couldn't miss that. So I decided to stay home and do that instead of go to the dome this year. So I'll miss being there, but I don't get these moments back. I'm not trying to make it sappy, but that's ultimately what I came to. Is I can't get this back. So the dome will be there again next year. But anyway, it is also my pick, and I feel like it's almost ridiculous that I don't have a modified driver yet. So I'm going to take my own hot tip, and I'm just going to grab Michael Ledford in the Royal car because that car always does good there. And it doesn't hurt that Thornton's been behind the wheel of it mostly, but all the same, Ledford's no slouch. So. And then, John, you're up on the double.
All right, so my first one, I'm gonna go with turbo in the late model.
Nice, another former champion.
And then, and then I'm gonna go with TPO in the modifieds.
Was sort of strong.
Yeah, John's taking my homer picks.
Yep.
Well, they're his too, though.
I know. I'm not used to having Minnesota company on the show. Right on. I like that. And since we've been talking a little bit about wraps, I know it's not. I'm assuming you took TPO in the mod, correct, John?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, his late model rep, the throwback to the, I don't even remember what year, 2001 or 2 something rocket one, but that's I dig that. That's another one of those bright, colorful kind of out there ones. So if you guys haven't seen it, check it out, or if you don't, you'll see it on track. All right, and for my next pick, I will go with Jordan Grabowski. Since my Wasota guys are getting sniped, I might as well steal Carter's IMCA guys. And I also think that he's made it known over the years that he considers this the one he has to win. So I'm betting on it this year that he gets it.
We gotta find another IMCA guy to take now.
Few more down on that same side, you'll find one. And when you go to get your Mannix Fukaron shirt, you can get a Tim Ward shirt too.
Maybe Tim Ward. I don't know about Mannix. No offense to Mr. Mannix, but I think I'll pass on his shirt. I guess Tyrone, you're up, right?
Tyrone's up.
Yep. I'm just gonna stick with the late model theme. I'm gonna go with the old Kenny Schrader throwback I see that we got going this weekend. Jason Fager.
Yeah, I like that one despite its colors.
Yeah, I liked it until you mentioned that it's Packer colors, and then you ruined it.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty cool, right?
I don't know if
Hopefully, he
I'm.
doesn't get into it with Carson Hocevar on the first lap of the first heat race this year.
Yeah, right. It seems like he's always fast. It just
Yeah.
that stuff has happened to
Something
him at the
happens.
dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. He's only been there once, I believe, and he did good. I'm gonna go with Ashton Winger, for my next pick. I
That
think
fits
last
into
He was
year.
the guy I was debating between was Fager and Winger.
Okay.
I think
I
last
dig
year
it.
was his first year there,
Yeah.
and
I was gonna say last year, Carter, you had a strategy which was Illinois bull rings. You just like drafted guys who came up on those, and he fits the motif despite being from Georgia, as we've mentioned on the show a few times. He, despite being from Georgia, he does super good on them bull rings. So
he shows up there enough in Illinois.
yeah, he should be
Um,
okay.
ooh, who do we want to go with? The mods, the mods are so tricky because they're all good, but it's like, are they dome good? Um, I'll go with Tyler Nicely in the mods.
Nicely done.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. I had to take it. I know Sherry will, I've been talking about her a lot, but she'll watch this back. That's her favorite joke about Tyler. So I couldn't leave it out. Over here going like, what does my roster look like? What do I have for each class?
All right, Tyrone, you're back up.
Yeah, I am going to. I'm probably going to end up being a homer through some of my picks here in the old modified ranks, but I'm going to make my first mod pick. And I'm just going to go with the USMTS champion, Rodney Sanders.
Like it. I like it. I saw it and was debating that as well. He
And
he was
honestly,
pretty dominant this year.
the number one reason I ended up making that pick is I see Morgan shared our schedule and said it was her favorite racetrack. So now I got a little bit of bias there.
Easily bought and paid for me too. I get it.
Yeah.
A little flattery will go a long way around here. Right on.
But no, Rodney's a good guy. Obviously, he's come to our track a lot, and I've talked to Rodney and Morgan a lot. So, great group of people. But at the same time, I feel like he's kind of struggled at the Dome. So I think he's ready to get it together this year.
Heck yeah. It's a good way to cap off a championship season is to win the big show at the end of the year. But yeah. The mods is probably the hardest because there's a like to Carter's point, there's a lot of good guys, but are they dome good? And two, there's just like less of them overall. So it feels like every time we pick one, I'm like getting antsy that I'm gonna miss the boat or something. But I think I'm still gonna go back to the super late model well. And I think just for the LOLs, I'm gonna have Hudson O'Neal on my team to go with Tyler Carpenter. It's either gonna work out awesome or terribly.
Say they're either both going to do well or they're going to be both wadded up in turn 4 together because they cannot get over their feud that they got going on at the Dome.
I'm playing with fire here, but it this is fun. So I can either celebrate or have a really good story.
Just hope he doesn't junk it into the fence in hot laps of day one like he did 2 years
Back
ago.
it in, yeah, that'd be tragic.
No backup. No, you don't get the backup option if they junk it in hot laps. They just can't show up.
Yeah, they took a competitive lap. You're SOL, unfortunately. All right. And then I think John's up
All
with
right,
the
my turn?
double.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna go with Jim Chisholm in the mods.
Great pick.
And Yeah, now I'm just kind of guessing at this point. I'm
I
gonna
will
go
give-
with Ryan Unzicker.
Ah,
Huh?
I was gonna go with
Oh.
him.
Yeah,
What's that?
I was gonna give a small hint and say that the way that they're listed, I at least guess is like at least the likelihood that they'll show up. So take that for what it's worth.
I think you're safe in the mods for the most part, but yeah, there's a couple like that are super low in the late models that I feel like should, like Spencer Hughes being dead last in late models behind some of the people, kind of like seems strange.
Yeah,
So
sort of. Yeah, kind of feels like he's indicating he won't be there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
oh,
I'm gonna go with Ryan Unzicker for the late models. I used to play high school basketball against him.
oh really? That's
Nice.
cool. Did you beat his team?
Sometimes both our teams sucked. So
Oh.
Fair enough. It's like you won, but it wasn't really worth bragging about, kind of thing.
right, yeah.
Right. I will. All right. So that's filling up. I am going to go. Okay, he is there. All right. He's on the wall. And I kind of think I like when a guy just leans into when he screwed up. And so I can appreciate Kyle Strickler's rap for this year. So I'm going to go with Kyle Strickler. And I honestly feel like this is a Kyle Strickler race, as weird as that sounds. But I think I think when he needs to put the elbows up, he absolutely can. So
For sure. Yep.
yeah. And it might be the last time we see him in a mod any meaningful way for a minute. I have a feeling he's going late model racing next year with that AK deal.
Oh,
So,
I'm sure he'll show up at Volusia or something for that.
well, yes, occasionally you make a point. That Volusia thing's right away, so it won't be the last time. But after that, then.
So I'm gonna go with pretty sure I remember right. Didn't I think Trevor Neville won Thursday night last year? If I remember correctly. I'm gonna go with Trevor Neville.
He won
So
something, I believe. Did he win? Who won the whole
He
thing
won the
last year?
whole dang
Yes, yeah,
thing
he won the whole
last
oh yeah,
thing.
that's right. He won the whole thing. Yeah,
He swept it. He won his fast time prelim
That's
night
right.
and the main thing. Yep.
I was thinking I was thinking Troutman won it, but that's right, Neville.
Yeah, I think Troutman won it
I
2
did
years
too.
ago. I
Yeah,
think he
that
won
was
it
2
when I
years
was
ago.
last
Yep.
there.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Shows how much homework I did on this thing.
I'm gonna go with Devin Moran. I feel like I don't know, I feel like he's like good at the dome, but then like he just kind of disappears like Saturday night or something. But I'll go with him. Series champion. True series champion.
I mean, he did win it according to the rules. You make a point.
And then for my next pick, I'll go with Josh Rice. Josh Rice just the dome seems like the perfect track for him.
That's a great pick. I like Josh Rice a lot.
He's probably up there for one of the like first merch items I'll get when I show up there Thursday. And I don't even know what his wrap looks like. I just want a Josh Rice shirt.
I can know how that goes though because my I went to Eldora for the million and I've seen Josh Rice race and then I was like, you know what? I just want to get a Josh Rice shirt. And by the time I got over there, all they had was sweatshirts, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm getting a Josh Rice sweatshirt. Like, that's what I'm getting.
Right. I guess that bug hits and you just got to feed it, huh?
It is. It could have been pink. I probably would have bought it.
And Carter, in case you forgot again, you are on the double. I'm not
I
sure
did.
if
I
you
did
remember.
Moran and Rice.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did, and I wrote my stuff down wrong because I'm an idiot. Sorry.
And then I am going to go being that John took Jim Chisholm, I'm gonna take the other Chisholm. I'm gonna go Joe Chisholm because I feel like Joe. If anyone's watched Joe, Joe could be a lot of fun to watch at Gateway. Joe might be a lot of fun to watch at Gateway because
I
he's not
like the
afraid.
very
He might be the Tyler Carpenter of the modifieds this weekend. It's nothing against Joe. I like Joe. I talked to him a lot, but Joe is not afraid to ruffle some feathers, and I think he's going to this weekend.
right on. I liked how you said it so diplomatically the first pass through. But yeah, I concur with your assessment, Tyrone. He definitely could be one to ruffle some feathers. And it's usually while he's pushing towards the front and winning big checks. So, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. Right on. All right, that puts me on the clock. And looking at my rosters, they're fairly balanced. All right, I'm not neglecting one side too much over the other. All right, let's this one's kind of fun. I feel like we've been skipping over him for no good reason, but I'm gonna go with Gordy Gundaker, the master of processions at a prestigious after party in the week, amongst other titles. But he's also super underrated at the Dome. He tends to get in the main feature and finish pretty well. So I'm playing the track, Carter. I'm stealing your strategy.
He's kind of like Tanner English. Like they're both good, like regionally and nationally at times. But like at the Dome, they're just like that much. They're even better than they normally are.
Yeah. And then I think that means we got John on the
Ready?
double again. Yep.
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna trust Flo's judgment, and I'm gonna go with Mike Spatola. Is that how you say that?
Yep.
Yep.
Spatola.
Opie.
Former Dirt Kings winner.
I'm at enough races. I don't get to pay attention to the national stuff all that much.
Yeah, true. I guess you should just start taking your Wasota guys in the late models and girls.
Grab your you could
Yeah.
grab yourself a Giassi or
Yeah, I know enough about the national scene.
I like the diplomatic way you said that, John.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go with Tanner Mullins in the modifieds.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Tanner was him and Rodney were kind of like sort of the class of the USRA modifieds on the national level. I really wish we'd have got to see them battle down the stretch. Carter, here you thought I was going to let that go once the season was over. I'm not. I'm still annoyed I got robbed of that points battle down the stretch. Right on. All right, that puts me back on the clock. And we've got Gordy over there. I'm gonna go. So we've picked over the top. No, we haven't. All right, cool. I am gonna grab again, playing to the track a little bit. I'm gonna grab Trent Young. I feel like he's another guy. I don't think he's ever missed the Dome. He's one of the few guys who's never not been there. And he just keeps getting better. So all that experience is paying off, hopefully for me too.
I think he took second last year too.
I think you're correct. So he was not a guy we get to see too much, but I do think he actually came up to Mississippi Thunder a couple years back, if I recall.
Yeah, he was there for the big deal.
Yeah, I thought so. Then I think that's the only time I've seen him race, that and the Dome. So I've got this is purely playing the track and the strategy, but right on.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and kind of round out my late model roster here and take another guy who's not shy of getting big wins, and that is the Reaper, Brian Gustin.
Okay, I gotta make a note. I gotta make an adjustment here. I was gonna take him next.
Oh,
Oh, I sniped
we got
him.
our first snipe of the draft.
I'll go, as much as I hate his car because it looks like a super stock or a stupid stock, as they were called at some points throughout the year. I'm gonna go with Garrett Elverson.
And every Wasota super stock driver now dislikes Carter.
That's fine because I dislike them too.
All right.
At the
Hey, we've
100,
got a big contingent of watchers.
at the 100, I was getting pretty annoyed. Although then they had like the cleanest feature of the whole night on Saturday. So,
Yeah. Yeah, they had the best and the worst race.
exactly.
That's super stocks in a nutshell. What are we talking about?
Let's see. I got one, two. Okay, so I'm good on late models. We'll go. Ooh, who do we want? Um, let's go with Mike McKinney for the mods.
I just saw he posted his rap, and that was the first time it entered my consciousness that he was going to be there.
Yeah, he like took off like the last like couple months,
Yeah.
but he found a ride with somebody. So hopefully that ride's fast, or else I'll be pretty upset at him.
Well, it's Mike McKinney in the dome. I think you're going to be all right.
And then I'm going to. I feel like this guy had a pretty. I wouldn't say like a breakout year, but I feel like I really noticed him. Like I've always known this driver, but I feel like he really started to win a lot more races, especially in the UMP country. And then at the end of the year, I know he did get in a little bit of trouble because he punched somebody, but maybe he'll bring that aggressiveness to the dome. And I'm gonna go with Chase Howell.
Oh, Chase Holland. I didn't hear this punching news. This is news to me.
I think it happened at I-55, didn't it? I think
It did. Yeah, that was, and then he got like this DQ. That was the Mods Gone Wild show, and he got
Oh,
DQ'd
okay.
from. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like, though, to be fair, the guy kind of had it coming because he like basically warned him multiple times, and then he came at Chase and he punched him. So
Didn't some drama happen with him at Coles County at that road to the dome thing? Somebody was pissed off at him too there.
Oh yeah, that was like shortly thereafter, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy did that. I can't remember the gentleman's name, which is unfortunate because he kind of gained my respect. But he did also sort of post something and just be like, "Bro, it's racing. I get you were pissed off. I gave you space. We're good if you're good," kind of thing. So, you know. But yeah. All right, that means it's my turn. And it's probably a bit of a reach, but with John getting 2 picks behind me, I just can't risk it. Actually, I can now that I think about it because I'm missing someone I have got to take. So I'm going to switch it up last minute. John, you might be able to get a good pick, I think. But we are going to go with Brian Shirley. I think the squirrel. And I really like his rap, the Evil Knievel inspired one. I know it's a bit of a redo, probably done multiple times, but can't really go wrong with Red, White, and Blue.
it's still cool.
Yeah,
At least
exactly.
he's in a car that wasn't built in 2003, so like the first year he started at the dome. So
Yeah,
I remember when I found that out, is this first dome appearance when he went, I think it was like the first one ever. He brought some like just old junky car there. He was like, I'm not junking my car.
I'm not
But
risking.
Was it a super sack?
it might have been the way it looked, or USRA late model or something. No offense to the USRA late models.
Right on.
All right,
All
John.
right, John.
All right. I'm gonna go with. Hang on a second. Let me double check here. I'm gonna go with Mike Harris in the late models.
Oh, okay.
Nobody picked him yet, right?
Yep,
Nope.
he's still available.
Bit of a
Are we
sleeper at this
we're
point.
getting
I
to
feel
that
like
we're getting to that
Dome
point in the
isn't
draft
really
here
his,
where you gotta ask to make sure a guy's still there.
yeah, yeah. I feel like the Dome isn't really his track, but I feel like he's
It is
always around,
in the
and you
mod,
never
it's his
know, the
track.
cards might fall his way.
I feel like in the mod it fits him perfect. Late models, I don't know, he took like a break from the late
Yeah.
models, and then he kind of came back again at some point this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that clip of him where he's like, this place means so much to me. Like, they're going to have to wheel me out of here. You know, I'm going to keep coming back till they're wheeling me out of here. So I dig that.
And then I think, is this your last pick?
And then,
Oh yeah,
is this my last
Yeah.
pick?
I believe so. Yeah, I think you need
Is
one
it?
more mod.
I'm looking. Has Dallin Murdy run the mods at the Dome before?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm gonna go with that one.
I like that one.
IMCA strong.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
too
he
bad
was the
Beckendorf
guy that
wasn't
I
there.
had highlighted to take at the end. Good pick.
All right, Josh, what do you got for your last one?
I got an idea who Josh was gonna pick.
You might be right. It's definitely a modified driver. He's probably out by your area, but I have, and it's bothering me because it's my second favorite all-time movie, which is well, actually, it's technically now my third favorite movie of all time, Days of Thunder. But I can't remember the character who's Harry Hogg. That's what. Nope, that's the. Anyway, I'm killing this. I'm just crushing this intro. If you guys can't tell, but anyway, the car owner gentleman. The owner gentleman says, my name's on that car and I can push that car if I want to. So anyway, that's my lead in to say I'm going to take Alex Williamson because the freaking DirtInfo podcast is on the damn car. So he should be on my team. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close out my strong roster with Alex Williamson. And I actually feel like he's going to like, I'm just going to say this. I wouldn't be shocked if Alex won it. I'm not calling a win, but I'm not going to be shocked if we see him in the top 5 either. I'm just not. Like,
As someone who
this
gets to
track
watch
fits him.
Alex race a lot, he's good. Like, yes, he could surprise a lot of people, which wouldn't surprise us, but it would surprise the national, fan base but he could absolutely be on the podium when it's all said and done.
Absolutely. And my favorite part about him is even if he qualifies shit poor, he's the best at going forward in the country. So no matter how this breaks down, I know my guy's going to at least be working towards the front no matter what.
I think he does it so much that when it happens, he's just like, oh, okay, well, let's just do it again.
Another day at the park, man. Right on.
So I am going to go with, I think this guy was pretty good last year too there, if I remember right, but then he ended up, I think, kind of knocking the wall down. I'm going to go with Tyler Wolff.
Yeah, this feels like a Tyler Wolff event, quite frankly.
Yeah, he's another guy that will just get up and just get after it.
Get on the wheel, yeah.
And he drinks Busch Light, so.
Heck yeah.
I guess it's me for the final pick of the draft. Well, final pick, not including our backups.
Hopefully the final pick of the draft.
I'm deciding between two guys because I feel like I should go with an IMCA guy, but also there's a guy that might do better than him. Ooh, tough decision.
Loyalties are logic, Carter. What are you going to pick?
Well, since there's money on the line, I'm going to go with Michael Long, who he did run IMCA in the past, so we're going to claim him here, and we're going to take Michael Long.
Last year's UMP champion, and you're going to try to call him.
He used to run some IMCA shows. I think he might have got mad at them and stopped running them, but we're still going to claim him.
He doesn't claim us,
Got
but
like
we
2
claim
IMCA starts in his career.
No, he used to run.
Yeah.
He used to run Lee County Speedway. But as of late, I don't think he's made any starts.
That's funny.
Right on. All right.
He was
Well, now
born
we're-
next to an IMCA track, so you're gonna claim him.
Yeah. Yep. That's all it takes for Carter. I heard he drove by Boone once.
Oh man.
Oh shit. All right.
That
Well,
makes me,
that's
that makes me think of a story, non-related but IMCA related. Bob Tim actually can't run IMCA because he still has a fine he hasn't paid from like 1994.
so that's why you're not IMCA.
Yes. I don't know why that just popped in my head. I just find it hilarious to this day that he actually, it was like years later, went to go run a show and they're like, no, you can't because you still haven't paid your fine.
That's almost better. Like, it wasn't a deliberate choice. It was just like, and then at that point, you're like, I guess I don't need to run. Screw it. I didn't know about this for years. It's not that vital to me. But right on. Well, hopefully that's all the picks we will need for our rosters. But I think to be safe, we will we'll do the backup rounds just in case. But I think we're just gonna keep the snake going. So Carter, I guess you
Okay.
get one more double up.
Screw it. I'll just take Troutman in the late model.
Got him on in both classes now.
Exactly.
I swear he's done good in a late model there. I am almost convinced he's done pretty solid in a late model there.
I cannot remember.
Would have been the year I attended, which would have been 3 years ago now. So, but
And then
anyway,
it's
yeah, that
I'll be last for the mod then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I am going to take. Oh, back to the story you guys are talking about. So 2018 was the first year I actually went to the Dome. And that year, I became a massive Shannon Babb fan because that was the year that, I mean, him and Pierce put on a whale of a show, I think, on one of the prelim nights. But he was so fun to watch. And I was like, man, this dude is awesome. And I remember I went and bought a Babb shirt. I'd always kind of heard of him and stuff. It was like, I was like, yeah, Shannon Babb's awesome. So you know what? I'm just gonna take him as a dark horse just in case I doubt Bobby Pierce or Thornton or Davenport or Gustin or Fager aren't showing up, but you never know.
You never know.
Break down on the way there.
Break down on the way there. Yeah. It's mostly for the mods, but since we're going through the trouble, we might as well cover our ass both ways.
Hey, you never know, man.
Yeah,
You never know.
yeah. No, I hear that.
But I
so-
feel pretty confident my guys will be there.
Right on. I think we probably could feel relatively confident on the late model side. It's the mods that can be risky, but better be safe than sorry, since I don't want to be calling you guys while you're all in the Dome. Like, hey, who's your backup? But so since these are a little bit more fun, I'm gonna snipe a guy that is without a doubt USRA, no questions asked, definitely not IMCA at all. And that's Dylan Thornton, because the only touring he's done has been with USMTS. So I think
What do you
really do just
forgetting about his SLMR tutoring he's done all up and down the
right.
country?
I forgot that he won a bunch of champions. He won the championships this year. My bad. Not gonna throw it wasn't a national tour. It was just
Are you doing
regional
Thornton? Is he only going in the late model, Dylan Thornton?
I'm taking
I think
him
so,
in the
right?
late model. I don't
Okay,
think
yeah.
he's in the model. And I just realized now, probably a guaranteed provisional if all of the former champions log in.
Dropping the promoter's
or
card.
haven't used one.
I'm not saying he's got an inside track on that, but he's got an inside track on that.
It feels that way, doesn't
He
it?
might be testing all day Wednesday. We don't even know about it.
Yeah. Right on. All right, John, your last two, bud.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Ethan Dotson,
Ooh, I
who's
like
an
that pick.
SCA guy.
That's right.
Fair. We'll let him claim that one.
And then I guess you get to go back to back.
Yeah.
All right, so I think for the mods, I'm gonna do Ryan Gerke.
Nice.
I
That
thought
was the one.
Josh was gonna take
That
him
was the one, John.
Is that who you were?
earlier.
Yeah, that was the one I was gonna take
See, I
for my.
figured you were gonna go with a different Wasota guy.
Yeah. No, Gerke's one of my favorites, and Carter's favorites too, because it was one of the few drivers Carter actually had an extended conversation with this past year. So.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I really like Ryan too, and he's having a phenomenal year. So
Did he
Heck
win
yeah.
the
I
100?
think he's gonna do good.
He did.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
I think he won pretty much all the big races at Fergus Falls.
He did. Yeah, he won his dad's memorial race, and he won that one. I think he might have also won the King of Dirt too. I think I could be wrong on that, but
Yep.
yeah, no. And he's one, like, I always think there was a picture, I think it was Ace Media that took a picture of like a very early season test session or race at Cedar Lake this past year, and it was like a picture. I think it was like Caden Blazer on the top, and he's just like smooth as glass around around the cushion, and Gerke's in like a pothole, and the caption was like, Ryan Gerke, I paid for these effing shocks. I'm gonna use these effing shocks. And having watched him race enough, that kind of fits him, like I don't feel like this track will be too much for him. He can do whatever he needs on any track he gets. So I'm really excited to watch him this year. But I guess that leaves me, and that is the second snipe of the draft. Also, John, I was sitting on that one.
Hey. Sometimes the best offense is a good defense.
That's right. Right on. So that means I'm gonna have to scramble here real quick to pick up another modified driver, and I think I'm gonna go. You know what? Let's go Homer-ish. We're gonna take a Wasota guy. I'm gonna go with the Wasota modified national champ Blake Adams. Let's take him as my backup.
I don't think that's a homer. I think that's a sleeper pick. Like, he could do some stuff over there, and he's been testing over at Thunder Hill. So
I saw that they were testing like after it snowed, like there was still snow on the track, and they were like against the wall, and they were testing.
Yeah, they're definitely putting in the effort to have a good showing here, and he's pretty. I mean, I think most of us here have seen him. Tyrone, I think you even saw him this year, but he's very solid behind, like impressively solid behind the wheel. I mean, obviously national champ and all, but watching him drive a car, sometimes I'm like, you can tell that kid's 16.
He's had a pretty good teacher too. He's got a good guy in his back pocket there.
Absolutely, a pair of them, truthfully, right? Between his dad Buzzy and Uncle Rodney, like.
Yeah,
I
bad company to have yourself surrounded.
Grandpa.
Oh yeah, and Grandpa was pretty good too, wasn't he? Yeah, but yeah, no, he's one to watch. I think we're all in agreement here, so I'm looking forward to it. I was gonna say I wouldn't be shocked if he isn't in a late model sooner rather than later. I just feel like this kid's a rocket ship. So
Because he spent like what 2 years in a Midwest mod and is up to a mod. He wasn't in it for long, I don't think. A Midwest mod.
He wasn't in it for very long. He was a national champ in that too.
Yeah. I mean, I fil like modified. This is like it's not, but it feels like it's his first year and he won national championship. So it's like, okay.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was his first full year. I think he dabbled a little bit last year.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
For
Any
my
tickets
extra,
is
ahead.
Tyrone is
Yep,
next.
you're
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yep. I was just gonna say for my extra, I will just take a guy who I feel like is fairly decent there. I've seen him run well there. Just seems to have some bad luck. Austin Becerra.
I wasn't gonna take him, but he was being considered.
He was
Yep.
in consideration.
It does seem like he's always in the mix, but then at the same time, I feel like I at some point see him pointing the wrong direction. Whether
I
it's
just
his fault or
remember
not, like,
that
happens.
like when Kenny Wallace had that like famous clip or whatever, like Becerra was the one that almost beat Kenny Wallace and could have ruined that entire huge viral moment.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I guess I should take for sure one guaranteed IMCA guy, and I'll go with Tim Ward.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think we can argue about that.
I guess he's an IMCA guy.
It's
Right on. Right on. All right. Well, I don't think I know, but that concludes the second annual Dirt Info Podcast Dome Draft this year, presented by Dirt Draft. So that's kind of cool. That was a lot of fun too. So I appreciate you guys coming on and doing that. We will. I'm stumbling on this transition, so I apologize. You guys watch enough to know I suck at this, so I don't feel too bad. but I do. That more or less is the episode. But we had you guys jump in on styling and profiling, so I think it's only fair that we finish the show out like we normally do as well. And that means, Carter, it's time for
the one for the road, and as normal, we are unprepared. Well, I think me and you are. I think our guests came
yeah. Our
prepared.
guests are more prepared than we are.
Um, but I want to do, I mean, everyone's probably seen it, and I don't know how well it's liked by some people, but Bobby Pierce's rap, like just what it's based off of, to me, it makes it like one of the coolest raps because the video game it's based off of. I still remember COVID. I was a senior in high school, so I was staying up till 6 a.m. playing video games because I had no school to go to at that point. And the game Fallout that's on his car was the game that I was staying up till 6 a.m. playing. So I thought it was cool that he did a whole rap based off that game, and they have a show out now about the game and stuff. So that'll be my one for the road, and expect the T-shirt from it to be my one of my shirts in the next few episodes.
Right on. Well, I'm gonna take that cue of yours and previewing a future styling and profiling segment. And I'm gonna go ahead and mention my one for the road is there's a lot of cool merch and stuff that comes out for the dome. Some all kinds of different themes and stuff. I will say at to date the best holiday themed dome merch that I've seen with an absolute bullet is the Jake Tim merch that they're gonna have there at the dome. Um, there's just maybe we'll put a picture up or something, but it's just done in such a way that it hits my nostalgia vibes. And obviously, I'm a huge Jake Tim stan. We talk about him all the time. I talk about them quite a bit on this show, so it's not shocking that I'd want it. But I saw it and I thought it looked really good. And there's just also something about a white car and a gorilla and snow and a Santa hat that works for me. So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to having Carter bring that home for me. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job with their merch, that's for sure. And it's well, I got to be honest, I get to see some of that stuff a little ahead of everybody sometimes. And when I seen that, I was like, man, it's gonna be popular at the Dome. I guarantee you. It's very well designed.
I wonder
Yeah.
if what's the gorilla's name? What is the name for it?
Jerome.
Yeah, is
Jerome.
Jerome gonna be in like Santa gear or something? I'd be disappointed if it's the normal Jerome costume.
We'll put it to you this way: it'll be good. That's all I
Perfect.
can say. I know I kind of got the inkling that it's gonna be good. Jerome is gonna be very popular with the kids.
Awesome. Awesome. And that's my favorite part about Jerome is he is popular with the kids. Like we need to find something to get more kids involved with that. And he seems that character that they've created really seems to do it. I went to the dance party at Deer Creek that they had,
Oh,
and
Deer Creek?
yeah, it was fairly sparsely attended, but it was mostly, there were a lot of who was there was kids, and I'm just like, perfect. That's what we need. We need to give them a reason to hang out here, So I appreciate it.
Yep.
Anyway, off my soapbox. But anyway, well, I guess Tyrone, we'll toss it to you for your one for the road.
My one for the road is I am going to. Nobody knows about this, but I'm going to let everybody know about it. I just want to thank Sherry for making sure that I got in the DirtInfo playoffs for fantasy football by 0.28. And by the way, if you know who Sherry is, Josh's ball and chain. I beat her by 0.28, and I am the number 3 seed in the DirtInfo playoffs. So that's my one for the road. I'm pretty pumped that I made that, only for the reason I started out 0-4. So I had to grind my way to get back into that.
Heck yeah, you did. Well done. And yeah, I heard about that as it was happening, just so you know. And she's like, he's going to be on the show this week, isn't he? I'm like, yep, he sure is.
Well, the part that made it even better was so I'm in like 8 fantasy football leagues. So I do this quite a bit, and I didn't realize the playoffs, like that was the last week and we start the playoffs. And then I started looking at it, I'm like, oh shoot, we got 2 weeks and it's only 4 teams. And so I was like, that's even more awesome.
There was supposed to be 6. I might have made a mistake and forgot to change that until like week 3. I'm like, oh shoot, probably too late to change it now.
Yeah. I did get a text at one point. Do you think we'd get in trouble if we changed the playoffs to 6 like we said it was going to be? I'm like, yeah, I think so. We've got results.
Honestly,
this is never a good look.
If you would have did it, I would have never even noticed, because
I don't think anyone would have. I wouldn't have heard the 5th and 6th seeds complaining. They would have been happy about it.
Yeah, you could have changed it to 10, and I'd probably like halfway through would have been like, oh, I guess 10 teams make it.
Heck yeah. Right on. All right, John. Well, I guess you're gonna close the show out for us. So hit us with your one for the road.
Oh, great. I guess my one for the road is, I don't mean to be a downer, but like I saw a post a little bit ago from Lane Schweer, the late model driver that was injured up at Jamestown at the end of the year, and he's doing good. He's recovering, which is amazing. But his post was about he had all the best safety equipment, and still things can happen. And so I guess my one for the road is for all the drivers out there to not just check your safety equipment, but give it a second thought. Like if it's your judgment to think you don't need it, you probably need it. So that's, I guess, just my one for the road PSA soapbox.
Appreciate that. We said earlier that the platform is to shout whatever you want at people. So I appreciate that and also agree, right? Like that it didn't look. I think I've seen the crash. It didn't look like a whole lot either. I don't mean to make light of the wreck, but I think it was. If I'm recalling the incident, it wasn't. We've all seen worse, and unfortunately, that was the one that got him. So, to John's point, double check everything, and if it can help.
And honestly, it seems like that happens a lot, right? The wrecks that you think don't look that bad
end up being the worst.
Can be the most serious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So. I think it's a good way to end the episode, John, because we talked about a lot of the carnage and stuff that's going to go down, and we want what makes that so easy to stomach for at least for me. I'll speak just for myself, is the fact that those guys 99.9% of the time walk out of that car and they look good, and they're generally okay. So, yeah, I think it goes hand in hand with everything we talked about. I guess I'm getting on your soapbox with you, so, but I dig it anyway. I think that's most everything we covered. I did kind of want to circle back and give both of you gentlemen the opportunity. If there's anything you guys want to promote, mention, people you want to shout out before we head out, the floor is yours.
Just thanks for having me on. It was fun. Obviously looking forward to another exciting year at Mississippi Thunder Speedway for 2026. Bob has actually been over there right now working on our kart track that we're going to be putting in the Lightning Speedway. So we're going to have things going on, obviously, on Friday nights. If people haven't seen or heard, we're going to be racing karts as well as having cars on the big track. So we're going to have separate racetracks essentially going on. So we'll have a lot more pictures and details kind of going into all of it. But just it was fun. It's nice to get together and do stuff like this, and I guess just kind of show people the non-promoter side. You know what I mean? Where you're just giving the political speeches and just kind of get on and have some fun. So I appreciate you guys having us.
Have you announced what classes are racing on that kart track?
We have not. So there's actually a town hall that's going on tonight, the Briggs and Stratton town hall meeting. Once that gets done, then we're going to finalize it because we wanted to be able to kind of get some of that stuff to get out there, and then we'll finalize the classes. So we have a board that we kind of made because Bob and myself don't have the intel that we need to on the kart side, like we do the like stock cars and everything. So when we did this whole thing, we wanted to get a group together of people that are very knowledgeable within karts and that are around here, and we're kind of leaning on them to help us with all this. So I would say within the next probably week or two for sure, we'll have all that finalized.
Gotcha. I need to know so I might have to add it to the weekly tracks I have to get to because I want to hit every weekly running track in Wisconsin. And depending on the classes, I might have to go on the list. I was down to like 3, might have made it 4.
Perfect.
Right on. Right on. All right. Well, I think that's everything. Everyone else good? Thumbs up. All right.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll bring her home. I want to say thank you first to John and Tyrone. Thank you guys for doing this. I'm not great at asking for help or favors or things, so I appreciate you for tolerating my clunkiness and getting you on this, and I really appreciate you guys joining. And this was an absolute blast. So I hope that we can have one or both of you on again in other and different capacities because this was a ton of fun. So appreciate you first and foremost, and then also to our listeners, thanks again for hanging with us, and I hope this was as fun to listen to as it was to do because it was a ton of fun. And then finally, I want to say thank you to Dirt Draft. So thanks again, guys, for jumping on and being part of this episode and kicking a little something in for us to compete for too. So appreciate that. Anyway, that's my shtick. Carter, anything else?
No, I think that's all. I think we can call it a night.
All right. Like and subscribe, please.
See everyone but Josh at the Dome. All right. Goodbye.
See ya.